Hey y'all, I'm the Geek Apprentice and welcome to my annual Ask Me Anything video. Before I even begin with these questions, I have to address the, I guess not elephant in the room, but big news, which is that we just hit 10,000 subscribers, which is absolute insanity. I don't know what happened, but that video I posted about my 5 regrets in playing Animal Crossing New Horizons just blew up for some reason, and I thought it was gonna bomb. I almost didn't post it because I recorded it while I was sick with no visuals whatsoever while I was on vacation in Colorado, but my instincts to just go ahead and go for it were right, and I'm grateful. So to all of you who watched that video and shared it, have been commenting, I need to address the blue roses situation. My gosh, so many people offering to give me blue roses. And all of you who have subscribed, lots of new people, thank you so much. To be sure, there will be an official announcement video, if you will, discussing what we're gonna do in celebration of 10,000 subscribers. And I'm not gonna even pretend that it's not gonna be cringy or cliche. There's a reason all those videos sound the same, and it's because when you get to a certain milestone, you're really grateful, really grateful. And I have a lot of people I need to thank for helping me get to where I am, I guess. It's insane. Of course, there's going to be things like giveaways and playing games together on a live stream, but I'm planning out more ideas still. So be on the lookout for that. Anyway, a few days ago, I posted in my private Discord, on Instagram, and in my YouTube community tab that I was going to do my annual Ask Me Anything, and ask away, y'all did. Of course, patrons and channel members get first dibs, so those are the questions I will be addressing first. If you're interested in supporting the channel in a different type of way, you can go to patreon.com/thegeekapprentice. Check out the perks, see if any of them interest you. I think they're pretty cool tiers. I might be biased. I also have channel membership, which has similar rewards if you prefer that. But anyway, let's get to those questions. Starting with my private Discord, Matt Fry asks, will you play one of the new Pokemon games since they don't have random encounters? If you don't know me, I despise random encounters. Yes, I've played Pokemon since it came out, though I didn't play it for a long time in the middle. I don't like random encounters, but I also haven't gotten the new game, which is kind of bad considering I'm pretty sure people donated during a live stream so that I could play the game, but now I'm really hesitant to because of the bad performance. I'm still considering it because I've also heard a lot of things saying it was fun, but I know performance issues will be something that really hinders me, so it's very possible I'm going to use that money that was donated for something else if the donors are okay with it. You know, a different game. All that to say, my plan is no. Another patron, Nick, asks, do you think Tears of the Kingdom will be not as good as, or better than Breath of the Wild? I definitely don't think it's going to be not as good as. Bare minimum, it's going to be as good as it. Breath of the Wild. English. Forgot how to do that for a second. I have a feeling it's going to somehow be better, but for very different reasons. Like, I don't think there's going to be a fair comparison just because Breath of the Wild was so different from the rest of the Zelda franchise, obviously playing off of the very first Zelda game. So I'm somewhere in between. I think I'm going to enjoy it more, partly because it's the first ever Zelda game that I've heard about from the beginning and stayed and followed up with everything since. Other Zelda games, it was I heard about it but didn't really pay attention, or only knew about it via my brothers when I was really young, of course. So this is a whole new experience for me, and I'm looking forward to it, and I think there might be some bias in the sense that I'm going to think it's better, but I do believe at the very least it's going to be as good as Breath of the Wild, but in a very different way. Moving on to Instagram, but still a patron right here, Lena asks, what is your go-to hype song and what is your dream vacation? I can never pick just one song for almost anything. I do know what my absolute favorite song is, and that's what I'm going to use as my answer, but I go through phases and I fluctuate between always listening to melancholic music, then I'll listen to just Celtic music, then I'll just listen to instrumental video games, and then I'll just listen to worship music and Christian music. The good ones, there's a lot of really not good, cheesy ones. I'll listen to just peaceful Gregorian chant. I go all over the place, okay? But without a doubt, if there's a song that will always at least make me smile, even if I don't take the time to listen to it, that would be Where No One Goes by John Powell and Yonsei from Sigur Rós from the second How to Train Your Dragon film. Without a shadow of a doubt, my absolute favorite song. Dream Vacation. It's free. Yeah, that's not realistic and doesn't help the economy if you're not gonna pay local businesses. But anyway, honestly, my dream vacation lasts a long time. I mean, that sounds weird because I'm someone that after a week, I start going, okay, I kind of want to get back to my regular life. But if I'm not worried about money that much and I'm not worried about getting back to work or being behind in anything, I would love to take just like 3 months and just go crazy. Start with the US because there's so many beautiful places here. Explore a little bit of Canada and just see some of the beauties there because I know there's stuff there. And I'm like, if I have a passport, I might as well go ahead and see it. So find some of the most beautiful mountains and fields, just all the beauty, things I can climb. And I know there's a lot of beautiful views in Canada too. Then, of course, going to Europe, spend a good chunk of time in Ireland and Scotland because even though it didn't show up in my ancestry thing that I have a lot of Irish in me, unfortunately, I know it's in my ancestry. It just didn't show up in me personally, though it is there. I got mostly Swedish. Now that I've looked up what most people from Sweden look like, I already had an idea, but then I eventually actually looked it up. I went, yeah, I'm Swedish. That makes perfect sense. But Ireland and Scotland, I just love the old culture. I love the music of both of them. I know they're different. I want to see the castles and I want to experience river dancing. I'm sorry, that sounds so cliche. And if you are Irish, I hope that doesn't sound like, oh, that's all you think of us is river dance. I want to learn river dance. I am a dancer. I am a dance teacher. I know ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, lyrical, contemporary, modern, musical theater. I know clogging for crying out loud. Well, a little bit. I want to do the river dance. I want to do river dance authentically. I want to be a part of it. I want to just get that village feel and just be walking along cobblestone streets and just go to these little markets, just the whole shebang. I love it. Then there's just all the places in Europe I want to go. Germany and Austria, because I learned German language a little bit in college, for sure. Spend some time there. Ideally, make sure I go there during the German Christmas market. That would be ideal. I'd visit the Karthauser in Austria or Ostdeutsch, Österreich, because that's where a lot of my friends did their study abroad program from my university, so I would love to see that. I would love to go to Athens, Greece, not high priority, but I would want to go to Athens, Greece, and see some of those old theaters that they have, because I just remember my time in Theater History 1 in college. Would love that. The only reason I want to go to Barcelona, Spain is to see that gorgeous Sagrada Familia, that church that still isn't finished being built, and it's been 200 years, way more than 200 years, I believe. Want to see that. Gotta go to the Vatican. I mean, if you don't know me, I'm Catholic. I'm going to the Vatican. That's just without a doubt. That's the only place I want to go to in Italy, is the Vatican. And then I want to go more up north and go to more Nordic countries. I want to visit Sweden, mentioned that earlier. Switzerland, oh my gosh, I want to get those views. Oh, I want to go to Holland and just the Netherlands in general. I want to go to Iceland and see those beaches with the black sand. All of it. Norway. Please. I want to go to all those places. And then the very last part of the vacation, which I'd have to recover from some serious jet lag, New Zealand. Give me a hobbit hole. I know that sounds super basic, of course you want to travel everywhere, but I want to culturally experience everything and feel like I'm in a different time. I want to experience what my country has to offer. I love my country. I'm a proud American in the best sense possible. And then I want to experience the views of my neighbors up north in Canada. I know they've got gorgeous views too. And then, again, just be taken back in time, if you will. I don't really have a desire to visit places like Great Britain, just London or Paris. Well, if I went to Paris, I want to see Notre Dame. You might be surprised, based on who I am, that I didn't say Jerusalem. That would have to be its own trip. Japan also would have to be its own trip. Neither of those are super high on the list for me, though. So that's my dream vacation. Very unrealistic. Darby May asks, how long before you started YouTube had you been wanting/thinking about starting? And how did you first get going? So there's a long story here. I'm going to try and keep short. Always been a Zelda fan since I was 3 years old. Same with gaming in general. Stopped gaming for a while and then got back into it when I got to college. Started doing some research because I wanted to get back into the Zelda franchise. The last one I had played or dabbled in was Wind Waker. Very old. So I looked into Twilight Princess because that was the last one I remembered coming out, and this was like 2015. Okay, so Skyward Sword was already out and I didn't know about it. And I started watching a Let's Play, which led to theory videos and discovering specifically Game Over Jesse's channel. I started watching his podcast and contributing to the chat and asking questions. And I started thinking, I could maybe do this. I'd like to make videos. I think that might be fun. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think it would be fun. There are some topics I'd love to discuss, none of which I ended up ever doing, except for the very first one, which was, would a Zelda movie work? My answer is no. I don't want one. I know, that's controversial. I ended up figuring out that my original list of videos I wanted to do were kind of boring, so changed it up. But I had also, in the fall-winter semester of, 2017, done a radio show for my theater program. And that's when I started looking into better mics. Everyone suggested Blue Yeti mic, which is what I still use to this day. I just have a newer one is all, because my other one started going on the fritz. And then I realized my camera, obviously on my laptop, stunk, so I got a cheap web camera, Logitech. Really good. I don't remember exactly what it is. If I do remember, it's probably in the description what I have. And then Jesse had put out a request, a contest thing in his private Discord, which I had discovered through him and decided to join, saying just record a little bit of your voice and we'll let you be in a video. It was within a day of me sending mine in that he and Capt Bergerson, Daniel, had both heard my audio, and including someone else's, both of us, they really wanted both of us on there. I was super surprised by this, super nervous. If you go back and listen to the first few videos I did for Game Over Jesse, because it ended up not being just that one contest. He was like, I'd like to use you more. And I was like, great, I'd love to do it. I was so soft-spoken and extremely articulate. I should go back to being very articulate, but then I got comfortable and now I'm more upbeat, but I try not to be loud. That's just not me. I like the calmer atmosphere. So when I did eventually drop my first video, June 6, 2018, I had the full support of the Game Over Jesse channel. He said, post your videos as much as you want. I'll support you. So before I even posted that first video, I had done like a little trailer thing. And I already had like 100 or 200, which was a lot for me. By the time I even posted that first video. So it had been a long time coming, and I'm not sure really what else to say. It was kind of thought through, but kind of spur of the moment. I didn't know what would come of it, and I definitely thought probably won't stick with it. I don't plan on really ever probably getting above 1,000. It'll be a miracle if I get to 1,000. And then my reaction to Endgame skyrocketed for some reason. I didn't even cry, so I don't know why, but yeah, there's that. And here we are at 10,000, 4.5 years later. Gallery of Artsy Things asks, who do you think is the most underrated Zelda character? Or what character do you think should have their own spin-off game or series? To your latter question, I don't think there's any characters that I really want to have a spin-off. I just want to focus on Link. I'm basic like that. But as far as underrated, I don't know if she's underrated as much as she's scrutinized, even though I really like her. That's the character of Elia from Twilight Princess. She gets a lot of flack, and the only thing she deserves flack for, and it's not even her fault, is her hair. It's ugly. It's really ugly. Everything else about her, yeah, she's tough, but she's not even really that mean. She's holding Link accountable. Come on. And clearly she's meant to be the love interest, which long-time subscribers from way back in the beginning know I used to go by Elia Rose. That was dumb. Now I'm just the Geek Apprentice, TGA. We ignore that part. Moving on to YouTube. KB asks, what Hunger Games district would you live in and why? Well, if we're going based off of geography, because Susan Collins had posted her imagining of what Panem looked like, geography-wise, Florida don't exist no more. So I don't know. I guess whatever's nearest north. I forget what that is. I'll put it right here. Might be District 12, actually. I'll go with District 7 lumber. Not that I'd be good at it, but I like trees and it might be useful to know how to use an axe. You know, I wouldn't want to be in 1 or 2 where the games are glorified. Although, if I can, it's not a district, but I'd love to be a part of the capital. and be one of the people that kind of helps get it back in order. I would not want to be in District 13. I do not want to be under Coin's thumb. Absolutely not. Like, it probably seemed like it was nice, but when you really think about it, it was like that uniformity is not healthy for society. It's not. You cannot all have equal stuff. It just does not work. Equal dignity does not mean equal everything else. You gotta be able to work for it. You have to be able to move somewhere, you know? It influences you to work hard. Otherwise, why would you bother with anything in life? Or just kowtow to people above you. That's not a good idea either. Tumin asks, will you do a review and analysis of the Super Mario Bros. Movie? I don't even know if I'm going to go see it. I'm not going to lie. The trailer I saw looked decently interesting. I think it was the very first trailer. It seemed decently interesting. I don't know. I don't know. My plan is to not go see it, but if Geek Husband wants to go, then maybe we'll go together and then I can review it. But I'm kind of indifferent to it. Light S Daughter asks, hello, ? What's your favorite book character of all time? I can't pick one. Okay, you would expect me to say Katniss, and I do love Katniss. But probably, at least from the Hunger Games, Cinna and Peeta, love those two so much. And Haymitch. But I still think character-wise, who would I actually want to meet in real life? Peeta and Cinna, for sure. From the Harry Potter franchise, all that stuff. McGonagall, Luna, Jenny Weasley, Arthur Weasley, and Molly Weasley, I love them, and Lupin. That was a long list. Peachy asks, what do you want most in Tears of the Kingdom? Lots of things, but I'll just say really good, impactful story. I love the story and even how we got it in Breath of the Wild, but I want even more. Obviously, I want dungeons and good gameplay and all that fun stuff, but I really want a good story and good music. Excellent music. I hope, even though I adored the music of Breath of the Wild, I hope that this game will call for bigger music this time around. Not because I didn't like Breath of the Wild. It went the direction it should have, and it worked, and I love it. Love listening to it. So soothing. But I want to get some big music again, so music and story. Xanderland Studios asks, what is your favorite underrated or overlooked franchise? Guilty pleasure movie? Favorite actor or actress? I can tell you right now, I do not have a guilty pleasure movie. If there's a movie that I genuinely feel guilty watching it, like, oh, I wouldn't want people to know this, then I shouldn't be watching it. I know that makes me sound like a prude, and I'm fine with that. Favorite actor, actress? I don't really follow anyone, you know? I just want good films. Especially because when I do start following actors and actresses, I start going, oh, now I don't really like you as much, and I don't want to support your films. That's just a thing that happens. But if I had to pick one, I'd say Tim Allen. I like Last Man Standing a lot. I grew up watching Home Improvement. I adore the first two Santa Claus films. I love the first three Toy Story films. We can just pretend the fourth one doesn't exist. And Galaxy Quest is amazing. So yeah, I'll go with Tim Allen. As far as underrated or overlooked franchise, I'm not gonna lie, the first thing that comes to mind is, yep, I only play popular stuff. And I only watch popular stuff. I genuinely can't think of one that I follow that I think is underrated. Maybe How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, it's very loved, but I feel like it's not appreciated the way it should be. Like, it's thrown off as a kid's film, or it's treated as like, oh yeah, just shell out more and more and more. We want tons of stories. Like, no, it needs to end. That last short, Homecoming, was horrible. It was blasphemy, and I don't like it. I tried to pretend I did like it in my review, but I really didn't. Duo the Owl, why are you following me? I know I haven't done German in like months. If you had your life from now on as a video game, if you had to live your life from now on as a video game character, who would you choose to be? I want to be a video game character. My Animal Crossing villager. Previously on X-Men has a few questions. The first is, what is my favorite Bible verse? Second is, what is your personal ranking of worst to best Zelda games? 3, what is your favorite, or who is your favorite Zelda companion? Favorite TV show? And favorite live action and favorite animated movie? That's a lot. Favorite Bible verse for the past several years has been 1 Peter 5:7, cast all of your anxiety upon him because he cares for you. Also, John 6:51-68, which is the Bread of Life discourse, very important. Personal ranking of Zelda games from worst to best? Just note, I haven't played all of these. At the bottom, Triforce Heroes. Right above that, both of the Four Swords games. Could not care less. Then Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. Then Phantom Hourglass and the Oracle games. Then Spirit Tracks. Then A Link to the Past, then Minish Cap, then Don't Hate Me, Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask above Twilight Princess. I love them, but not my favorites. Then A Link Between Worlds, then Link's Awakening. Any version, does not matter to me, though I would prefer the Switch one. Just kidding, Skyward Sword would probably be below Link's Awakening. So it's in between A Link Between Worlds and Link's Awakening. So Link Between Worlds, then Skyward Sword. I love the game, I do. Then Link's Awakening, any version. I'm gonna miss one, I know it. Then Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time. Not the 3DS version. Never. It's blasphemy. I don't like it. I probably just offended about 1,000 people right now by saying that order. Favorite Zelda companion? Navi. It's my cat's name. Yeah. Also Midna. Favorite TV show? I don't really watch TV shows, so I guess I'll say How to Train Your Dragon Race to the Edge, the Netflix series. Favorite live action film? I have to name at least 5. I can't pick just one. So, Galaxy Quest, The Keira Knightley Pride and Prejudice, The Princess Bride, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Catching Fire. Oh, that's 5. Honorary 6, Prisoner of Azkaban. Love that one. Anyway, oh, and Philosopher's Stone. Both of those really good, so that's 6 and 7. Anyway, animated. How to Train Your Dragon gets to be all lumped together. Yay. Finding Nemo, The Old Lady and the Tramp. Thank you very much. I'll probably change my mind later, but Frozen 2 and Big Hero 6. We'll go with that. KB asks another question. What is one thing you really want the filmmakers to get right about the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes film? While it's okay to have some sympathy towards Snow when you read the book, you go, oh, I understand your circumstance. That really is terrible. That stinks. I feel for you. What should not happen, however, is justifying what he did and trying to make it seem like he actually loved Lucy Gray. Because here's the thing. He didn't. I don't care how many people say he loved her. He did not. It's very different from the Snape-Lily thing. Snape I have more sympathy for, even though that was also kind of disgusting and he needed to, mature. Yes, I understand he had bad circumstances. That doesn't justify being a horrible person and bullying 11-year-old children. Still love his character though. But he did not love Lucy Gray. So I want to make sure the filmmakers, I would love if they actually just really emphasize that your circumstance does not mean you can just be a horrible person. You cannot use that victim mentality of, well, I had a horrible life, so everyone should just kowtow to me. No. Anyway, I don't want to get too into that. So, I'll leave it there. Oh, I also want them to not put their own political agenda in there, as Hollywood likes to do, and ruin their films with it. I am skipping a few questions because I didn't understand them, just FYI. I'm so sorry. And I probably missed some too. Final question, June asks, what's your favorite book that you recently read, and do you ever listen to music/relaxing sounds whilst reading? If so, what? I usually don't have stuff going on in the background. I can, maybe a river or the ocean, but in general I don't because I get distracted a little too easily. My favorite book that I've read recently all the way through, The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis, although I'm currently reading his Screwtape Letters. I didn't finish it. I'm about to reread it again, but even more than The Great Divorce, even though that book was so good, took me a second to get into it though, is, what's it called? The Anti-Mary Exposed, Saving Culture from Toxic Femininity by Carrie Gress. Don't mock it till you try it. Just read it, ladies. You would be surprised. I was called out very much so for some stuff in there, and I was like, did not even know I played into that. All right, that's all the questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Very, very long, rambly video, as they are wont to be when they are unscripted, AMAs, and the like. Like I said, be on the lookout for a video announcing what I'm going to do for the celebration of 10,000 subs. It's still baffling to me that this has happened, and I'm looking forward to more live streams and seeing y'all in the chat boxes there, as well as in the comment section of future videos. I'm hoping to make more Animal Crossing videos, partly because that one did so well, so I'm like, maybe I should do more where I don't have to actually show my face, and that might actually be nice, because sometimes, some days, I'm dancing every day. I'm a dance teacher, and I don't have the time to always make myself look the way I would like for the camera, we won't go into it anymore. If you want, you can follow me over on Instagram as well, where sometimes I'll do mini AMAs at The Geek Apprentice. I do have a Twitter, but it's mostly just to announce when I'm going live or I've posted a video. I don't like doing anything else on there. Twitter's toxic and I don't like it. Of course, thank you to all of my patrons who help make this immensely possible. Like I never thought I would need Patreon, but having patrons and channel members, it does end up helping. It really does. So I cannot thank y'all enough, especially those in the highly tier on Patreon, Joking Batman, Lorulian Sheep, Geek Mom, and McToppler. Y'all are amazing. But anyway, that is all for today. Thank you for watching.